Hello, and welcome to the Casino Tears podcast. I'm one of your hosts, 10 Ton is number one, and joining me as my co-host is the one and only Ed Robinson from Roll to Win Craps. If you want more info on our show, please visit our page at casinotears.com. On this week's show, we discuss losing sessions, making mistakes, keeping records, CCI.VEGAS. We also touch on survival training, the Smoky Mountains, craps mating season, small ball, city slickers, paying the price, and 10 Ton is number dumb.
If you're happy with it, let's talk.
It sounds good, man. I'm happy with it, dude.
Look, you have the most perfect opportunity in the world now. You're at the perfect time in your craps career.
For what?
Mating season is over for craps. Next Tuesday, it's a free-for-all on hunting craps, totally full bore. Go ahead between now and the end of December. And if you've got an extended license, you can go into January.
Before they start hibernating, dude.
Craps never hibernate because the opening season, it starts in February again.
That's true, man. They're scarce, though, aren't they?
January, they're iffy.
Yeah.
You better catch them New Year's Eve or you're not going to catch them right after New Year's. I mean, but, you know, they're party animals. They are party animals. So if you go out on January 1st, you're still going to catch a few of them lollygagging around. You know what lollygagging is?
They're dangerous. They're dangerous animals.
They will gnaw your balls off if you ain't careful.
Yeah. I'm surprised I'm not talking in falsetto right now. How much they gnawed on my
They've been gnawing on your ass.
my nutsack 2 days ago.
Have they been gnawing on the nutsack, dude? Well, you know, there's a fix for that. I've got this fancy ass chart that's like zooming across my screen.
All right. So
is that what we're going to talk about?
Yeah. Let's talk about that. And let's talk about the very humbling, horrible experience. And I can just run it by you. And please ask away.
You've got the most beautiful, almost beautiful, interesting. You've got the most interesting website that keeps track of your play.
Ed, we talked about this a couple times, but they're still in the editing bay.
But you've been hiding this shit from me, dude.
I know, but I have showed it to a couple people while I was working on it. Now it's perfect. So
I'm glad I wasn't first.
It's out of beta testing officially. Perfect time for it to be out of beta testing. And it's
no, this is not the what I'm seeing is not the perfect time for it to be out of beta testing.
Yeah, I know. I should have debuted this like literally last week. It would have been better. It was beautiful. We want all green, neon green.
We don't want this freaking neon pink shit that I'm seeing.
Okay. So what Ed is talking about, and I'll have a link here on our Patreon site.
Yeah, Patreon site.
Is the software or the site that I've called CCI.VEGAS, which means color coming in. And it's a way that I'm keeping track of all of my sessions. And Ed, I'm very happy that you actually, this was the perfect time because I wanted you to pay attention to it and look at it in full. I credit this. There's a little about section, and I credit this because I'm friends with Vegas Day Tripper, who says hello. I'm going to see him next Wednesday, hopefully.
When is he not in town?
I don't know. He should just live here. It's one of his friends that actually is the brain behind this, and he helped sort of customize this chart. And so I have a Google sheet that I update, and I have these rows that I fill in, such as where I played, the rewards type, who I went to play with. For example, Hype Man. I'll have you on there too when we go out.
Be a lot of green on that trip.
I hope so. The whole point of this is that since I officially moved to Vegas in July, I've kept track of very detailed every session that I've played. Everything, the good, the bad, the ugly, where I start, what happened. And I have a few notes too. Like when I say I shoot, my basic position is going to be assumed stick left one anyway. But if I don't shoot from there, it says where I shot from, what set I used, how many times I shot, and if I hit a bonus, whatever. It just gives the highlights, right?
Right.
And by the way, this is all documented. I'm sure there's going to be people that are not going to believe this, right? Because there's enough haters out there that aren't going to believe this. These are my real results. So right now, technically, after
as long as the IRS buys it, That's good enough.
That's fine, but there's going to be people in the comments section in the peanut gallery, of course, that are going to be like, well, you could be making that up. Absolutely not. And I have pictures to back it up. And ultimately, you can have casino records of all of that. Point is that it shows over 2 months of play. And I worked really hard to.
I mean, there's a lot about this that I just absolutely love.
What do you love about it, dude?
Well, I mean, I can just scroll my mouse over to any dot and it tells me.
You can scroll up, though, too. Do you see when you can scroll?
I know that. I'm getting to that later. Come on, Schultz. Just hang on a freaking minute.
Schultz. Dude, you just go Schultz as in
Hogan's Heroes. Schultz. I'm calling you that, dude.
Dude, who wasn't that? Was it Colonel Klink?
Colonel Klink.
I know nothing.
He was the commandant of Stalag 13.
Schultz, didn't he say like I know nothing?
I'd see nothing.
You know who was in that? Who that guy from that guy who did Family Feud? Richard Dawson was in that.
Yeah, Richard Dawson played the English guy in it. Yeah.
It was cool.
I can go all into Hogan's Heroes. I loved Hogan's Heroes.
Yeah, okay.
I've seen every episode probably 27 times. All right, so, but what I like is I can just scroll over real quick on the graph. Tells me, here's where I played, Planet Hollywood,
the hour,
win-loss.
Yep.
They're just scrolling, just a little box pops up. I love it. I'm up, I'm down, and then I'm back up. And then the train wreck starts.
I don't know what I would call that. It was
All right, so I'm looking at the chart.
Yeah, which is cool. Isn't it cool how when you go to the page,
I love the chart. I mean, you got the black background, you got the neon colors.
I didn't want to use red for negative. I wanted it to be like Tron. You know those Tron bikes?
Well, it shows up good on the black background.
Yeah.
All right, so on August 7th.
Yeah, dude, August 7th. What happened?
You played at the Horseshoe.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of that session.
August 7th. Oh, dude, that is not a good session.
At the end of that session, that's the bottom.
Yeah.
You played a lot. I mean, there was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's like your 11th or 12th session after you moved there permanently, right?
It's actually my 15th session.
Okay. I'm just, okay. 15th session. You were negative.
Yep.
You were a negative 11,051. That's $11,051.
Yeah, dude. Unpleasant, dude. And not what the co-host of a podcast on craps should be having.
That was your bottom.
That's my bottom, dude.
You began inching up. And then, by August 28th, 3 weeks later or so, you're up $8,400.
Yep.
In total. Then you had a couple, 3 baddies. Then you went with Dean.
Some of those baddies weren't baddies,
They weren't super baddies, but I mean, you had, they're pink.
Yep.
Pink is bad on this chart.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, September 6th, just a few weeks ago, you're positive $10,996.
Yep.
So you've had a little over a $20,000 swing from negative to positive. That's the thing that got okay. So you're down 10 to up 10 plus, and so you're over $20,000 swing to the positive.
Yep.
Then what happened?
I got my license revoked.
You damn sure should.
Yeah, I'm thinking about changing should I change it? I'm thinking about changing my handle to 10 ton is number dumb. Okay.
Well, you went sideways. You went down a little bit, not much, just a little minor loss virtually a few days later because you were feeling cocky. I'm going to assume, yeah, 1 day later, September 6th to September 7th.
So right there at Caesar's Palace, that one was when John from Pro
says Bellagio says Bellagio here.
If you scroll down, you could see because some of those things happen at.
We will get there.
Yeah.
We will get to scrolling down there, Grasshopper.
Yeah. Well, that whole session, that was 3 sessions in there. Yeah.
So then by the 19th, which was less than a week ago from this recording.
Yep.
You're climbing into the green again. You're back up to 10.5. So you're only down $400 from your peak.
Yep.
Yep. Then you went and played 2 more times.
Yeah, I played 2 more times, which that's 2 days ago. But those 2 days are actually like you can almost count them as one session because one started at the end of 9:23, and then the morning session it extended. So technically, it's another date, but
So
basically,
you did like an all-nighter.
and not really, but yeah, pretty
Well,
much.
one says September 23rd, the other one says September 24th.
Yeah, because in the morning I was at, it was like 12:30. I was over at I went from there to Paris, and that's where disaster hit again. It still kept hitting.
Yeah. So
that's about a $9,000 loss.
yeah, you lost some money. Some serious money. Serious money.
Serious, dude. That's serious. And it's no joke.
With your bankroll, a couple of grand is plus or minus, but you're down to like only being positive for the year, less than $2,000, less than $1,900.
Dude, and I worked so hard to get up there into the green and in positive because, as you know, since we've talked about this before, and I don't know if that stuff's ever going to see the light of day, knowing me, it won't. I'm just going to say why I'm doing this, Ed, right now, because I know this is going to get put out next Tuesday. This site, the why this is important and why this conversation is important, even though you could say it's embarrassing. I'm embarrassed that we're having this talk. The fact that I lost a huge chunk of my bankroll. Thank God that I'm still positive. Okay. There's the one silver lining, I guess. Okay. There's a couple silver linings, and the fact that I wasn't drinking while this was happening.
Thank God you don't drink right
Could have been way worse, dude. Oh my God.
You'd have been back down you'd have been way into the negative.
Oh my God, dude.
A drinker.
I don't know if I think I would.
I mean, I can already assume why you don't drink.
So, Ed, let me tell you about what happened. I'm going to tell you why this exists. As I mentioned, I think there's going to be people that will appreciate this podcast, but we're going to get our fair share of haters. I know for sure. You're opinionated. I'm opinionated. People are going to like us. People are not going to like us. For sure, if I do stuff on YouTube, man, comments are going to go off. But I will have this ultimately to back this up. And I don't think a lot of people have this. At least I don't see a lot of gamblers or craps players. Maybe they do keep records. I'm sure some people do, but this is out there for everyone to see. Good, bad, and ugly, man. And the fact that we're playing a negative EV game, in my opinion, if I could stay even or a little above even, I'm happy. I'm happy just to not be, in the red or pink on this graph. I think that speaks volumes of how you play. At least you can manage this game and not be a quote unquote loser at this game, which is.
Well, to be fair, this chart only started July 13th.
Yes. And the reason why it started July 13th is because that's when I officially, in air quotes, moved to Vegas and I'm now here. The point is, it's when I started. Do you know what I mean? It's just when I started, when I was able to get this site going, and I wasn't keeping great records. And sometimes, let's be honest, there's times that a lot of craps players don't want to remember sessions. That session at Planet Hollywood in Paris, I do want to forget, but I want to remember it.
You don't ever want to forget that session.
No.
I mean, I know you want to, just said you want to forget it, but you don't want to forget that session.
No. And maybe that's what it's.
And I've analyzed your chart.
Oh, I like it, Ed. I got a little Ed attention put under the microscope.
Yeah, I mean, like, what the frick is my dude doing?
Ed, you notice something? There's something interesting that I've noticed from that chart, which I realized when I shifted over to a $10,000 buy-in amount, my game changed, actually. It became a little, it seemed to level out and get a little more solid. If you notice that. When I first
I don't call pink. Pink is not solid, dude.
Yeah, but you also, but $500 down on a night is fine on something like that.
$500 down on a $10,000 bankroll is nothing.
Yeah.
All right, because I mean, I'm scrolling
early on. You could see a couple like times when I actually lost my bankroll completely, which those were blow ups, dude. And when you're keeping records like this, and that's what I mean, it's going to be out there and people can now see and they can track it.
So you're saying this is a public website now?
Oh yeah, dude, this is out there. Anyone can look at it and anyone can see it. And that's why I wanted it. I wanted people
All
to
right.
see this. It also helps me, since I've done this,
All right.
it helps me play better. Although,
All right. So let's talk about your last two sessions, which is where you went off the rails.
yeah,
Because
dude.
you had this dynamite win when Dean the Machine was there.
Dude, I had a couple. I was stringing them together, dude. I was stringing them together, when the table maker was here,
Yep.
Dean was here.
Yeah.
I was putting together. And then it's nice how that happens. When you're winning, it's easy. Like I was taking a $200 win here. For example, when I went to meet Mad Hatter, I was waiting for him. Guess what? I played at Palms, was able to get $500 back really quick, 30 minutes. Lock it up. Kobayashi. Dude, it's nice. You feel really good. You're just collecting and stacking wins. I took a $200 win, a couple days before, and I was super happy about this because you're just stacking wins. And one thing I'd like to mention, Ed, isn't it funny? It takes so long, and I think a lot of effort to string together wins, but it's so quickly can fall apart.
All right. So let's start. Let's go. I mean, yeah, it fall apart quick, and it did.
You want to hear about what happened?
We've all had it happen. I don't want to know what happened at the table. I want to ask you questions. I don't want your version.
Okay.
I don't want your version.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've already analyzed all this bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
I've already made my assumptions.
Oh, dude, I like it, man. Ed.
Based on
Ed,
what
the
I've
hunter.
seen.
Yeah, the experienced hunter.
I mean, I'm looking at your notes. You've made good notes for the most part. Shot 5 times, hard way set, plus, I guess, plus a 6-4-3-2.
6-4-3-2 was a set. Yep.
So a hard way, and so you shot 2 different sets. Hard way didn't work. You switched sets.
Yep.
Mechanics plus betting mistakes. Stick right 1, 5, 4, 4, 5. So you went to a single pitch 7 set, 2 times solid rolls. All the wrong betting moves. Let's go before that.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So we go from where the is Club Serrano? I don't know.
That is
Palms.
Palms.
You're at the Palms. All right. So you had a $15 win ATS. Do not disturb. DNS. What's DNS stand for?
Did not shoot.
Did not shoot. So you didn't shoot.
No, even though I was at stick left 1, dude, I didn't shoot. I walked away.
Yeah, because you walked away with a $512 winner. That was your last win on this board.
Yeah, $500. They handed it to me.
That was 919.
Yeah, they handed it to me, dude. I went in there and played, just stood there, dude. Stood there, bet minimally, didn't do anything, didn't put a lot of money at risk. Again, someone hit a side of the ATS that I had on. I had $10 on. I left and I forgo shooting, even though I had
your notes say did not shoot, even though had position. 3 shooters, some random shooter hit the tall. Then there were 2 reds after the stick change and was tired and cold and up 20%. So I exited. You invoked the Kobayashi.
Dude, on myself. I felt like a winner too, dude.
All right. So you were playing, this is part of the story. You were playing solo. The session before that, you had a positive session. You were playing solo.
Yep.
Session before that was a nice positive session. You were playing with a table maker.
Yep.
I'm just looking at what you got. And then you went to play with a hype man.
Dude, hype man, dude. Yeah, I might need a new hunting partner.
All right. So let's talk about that.
Yeah, Ed, you want to hear my version for the police report?
Let's hear your version, then I'm going to tell you what I'm seeing.
Yeah, I want to get your opinion. I think this is going to be one of our more interesting episodes for people because we're going to talk about what went through my mind and what goes through people's mind, which I don't feel like gets talked about enough.
All right. So you and Hype Man went to Planet Hollywood.
Yep.
I'm just setting the stage for you here.
It
was a $15
table
with an ATS.
Craps. Yep. With an ATS.
$10,000 buy-in.
Yep.
You shot 1 time in PSO.
Yep. Yeah. All right. Let me tell you the
6-1 hard way set. Perfect small. I'm just reading the notes here. 6-1 hard way set. I guess you threw a 6-1.
Yep.
perfect small ball play early on.
Yep.
4 PSOs in a row. Betting too big, too early on randoms. Okay, now give me your story.
Okay. Hype man called me late that he was in town. We're going to make notes of the mistakes because there were at Page. This is a classic story. Ed, I don't know how many mistakes I could make. The only mistake that I didn't make was
You
drinking.
made a mistake by answering your phone, but go ahead.
Okay, there's one. I made a mistake. I was already tired, but I still went out. Sometimes I don't, but I did. Maybe because it's the urge in all of us that wants to go play, right? Hype
Yep.
man's back
Yep.
in town. I love going to play craps with him at Planet Hollywood. I got there, Ed. The first 4 shooters, I played perfect small ball craps. It's like small ball poker, essentially. I don't know if you've probably heard that term. So, okay, well, small ball is when you're not risking a lot. It was very conservative. I was betting basics, dude. ABC craps, random shooters, because I was in the hook. So I wasn't shooting.
All right. So tell me what your basic is on those randoms.
My basic setup, $30,
Yep.
10, 10, 10, 30 on the line. And I'm going to bet either the 6 and 8, or if the point is one of those, I'll bet maybe the 5 or the 9. Okay. Literally placing 2 numbers. And I was starting at 30 and 25. There's not a lot out there to begin with. Dude, I maybe had my exposure was 30, 30, less than $90 maybe. 90 to a
per shooter.
Per shooter.
And I'm seeing a lot of there was 4 PSOs in a row.
So listen, I was up. So Hype Man didn't show up on time. He was late. Comes waltzing in. By the time he waltzed in,
did he have his sunglasses on?
No, but that's Lord Toranaga. By the time he came in, I was actually up $350.
Why didn't you walk? Why didn't you walk?
Yep, I know what they say. What's that expression about hindsight?
I don't want to go about hindsight. I'm like, why didn't you walk?
Well, first of all, I wanted to play. He hadn't gotten there. It's a great question.
But you're up $350.
I mean, that's nowhere near a 20% my walk, which is what I was trying to go for anyway.
You're trying to go for a $2,000 win on a $10,000 buy-in. I got you. Okay.
And also, Ed, I wanted to get.
What's your stop loss?
4,000.
You got a win goal.
Yep, I have a stop loss goal, which is $4,000 on that bankroll. That's steep.
What percent is that of your bankroll?
40%. And if I'm tired, normally I'll just leave. Like when I left with $200 or when I left with 500. The point is, I was like, okay, I want to shoot. This was not the table at Planet Hollywood that I say is the table that puts out. This was a different table. I haven't played at this table. So anyway, point is, I'm up. Hype man gets there. And then the table started to cool off. I didn't know it was cooling off. Okay. Ed, no one told me that there was a flash flood warning. Okay. I wish someone had told me that there was a flash flood coming. Instead, I was camping in like the basin. I was lighting my campfire, dude. There was a flash flood coming. And I ignored everything, dude. Okay. I was getting in my sleeping bag, in my tent. Everything was, I was going to start pulling out a book, dude. There was a flash flood coming. And it happened so fast, dude. I could not get out of it.
All right. So let me interject something right here. When my dad was on survival training in the Air Force in the Smoky Mountains.
Dude, the Smoky Mountains, dude. Where is that? Tennessee?
Yep. And he had this one good friend who was from the mountains of Tennessee. Now, Dad's an old country boy. Right? Yeah, well, not that country.
Okay.
All right. So, but maybe his friend is. I mean, yeah. I remember this guy. He's gone. He's long gone now. But so they had this like 7-day survival training. And so you had to camp. You had to do your thing. Right.
Yeah.
And so all these other people, the New Yorkers, the Pennsylvanians,
the city slickers,
the Flatlanders, whatever they were, whoever was in this
city
whole
slickers,
group, they all camped down there next to the creek.
Oh yeah,
where the fresh water is, right?
Yeah, like me, right there.
Yep, you're down there. You're down there you're camping next to the creek,
river's edge.
Well, it's a small stream. Dad and his buddy, they camped up about 100 feet above the stream
Mm-hmm.
on a little flat knoll up there over the mountain.
Dude,
On
Wiley. Yeah.
On the hillside. Dude, it come a freaking thunderstorm and washed all them other son of bitches away. They lost their tents. They lost their camping bags. I mean, they're only like 3 days in. Dad and my buddy are up there. They're up there selling their shit because you know what? They still got ammo. They still shooting squirrels for food. And all those guys that are camped out down there next to the creek got washed away.
Damn.
All right. So that's you. You just got washed away.
I did, dude. I didn't know that the flash flood that really happens quickly. It happens quickly.
It happens so quick you can't even see it coming. And all of a sudden your car's upside down and you're drowning.
Yeah, I was drowning, dude. I was looking for I wish someone was there to throw me like a life preserver. No one did.
Somebody should have just, somebody could at least shot a crap for you and then told you some food, right?
No one did, dude.
When you're on survival training like that, each guy, they buddied up. So they had 4 22 rounds piece.
Mm-hmm.
They had 2 guns, 4 shells. Mm-hmm. If you wanted another shell, you had to take a dead animal like a squirrel to the sergeant to get more ammo.
Yeah, trading it in, dude, like a trading post.
No, you had to show them I killed something to survive. They'll give you another round. You didn't kill anything and you run out of ammo.
Yeah,
plus
man.
You got washed away.
Oh, dude, it gets even worse.
We'll get there.
Just getting washed away is like sounds better. I wish I did get washed away and just it washed me back to my home, but instead it didn't.
So
So Ed, no, let me just tell you what happened.
Tell me what happened
after this girl shot, and it was the beginning of the flash flood. Okay, I think it was like 4 rolls. Then Hype Man gets the dice. Here's the mistake, dude, which I won't make when you're here. I did not what you stress and what Bo stresses. I did not qualify the shooter, even though he's Hype Man and my friend.
So let me ask you a question.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Why? Why didn't you qualify?
Dude, listen, man, you know how sometimes you have the devil on your shoulder? I like to think, when you're playing craps. Here's the thing. I did not have the devil on my shoulder. I had Dumb and Dumber on my shoulder, dude, from that movie. I had the devil subletted both those spots. The Dumb and Dumber were on my shoulder.
Which one did you listen to? Did you listen to Dumb or Dumber?
Dude, I listened to both of them. I was just turning my head. I was getting advice from every bad piece of advice that Dumb and Dumber gave me. I took. I just took it all, dude. So Hype Man shoots. I don't qualify him, and I just bet big. Maybe I was tired. Maybe I was forcing a game right there. Okay, he gets his dice. I'm excited to play. I'm excited. It's Hype Man.
But are you down or up when Hype Man gets the dice?
Relatively, I'd say even.
Okay. So you were up, now you're even. So you're actually down from where you were.
Yeah.
Okay. If you're even, you were down from where you were.
Where I was, yes. 6-1 PSO. Yep. PSO. 6-1. Okay.
He PSO'd right off the bat, and you lost how much right off the bat?
Well, fucking 500. I was betting big. Over 500. I bet big. Yeah, dude, talk about.
Why did you do that?
Again.
Why did you do that?
Why? Okay, you're going to.
I want to know. I want to know mentally where you were at this point.
I know. That's a good question. And I've thought about this. It's talk about not controlling and losing all discipline. That's why maybe overexcitement, eagerness, pushing a game did not let that come to me. Not qualifying him. Every rule that we could make up, broken. That's why I'm handing him my license for a little bit. Okay. This is
all right.
Okay. Why? That's why. And I bet big, dude. Maybe it was frustration. I had no patience. That's a big thing. All patience was gone. I was playing perfect craps up until that. Patience, not forcing the game, letting it come to me, not pushing my bets. Okay. That's a big hit. On my bankroll, of course, I can take a hit like that. So I'm shooting. Okay, things are going to be different because I'm shooting stick left 1.
Yep. Did you qualify yourself?
No, didn't qualify myself. PSO 6-1 with all of that out there, Ed. It was the same.
How much?
7.
How much?
Same thing. Let's see, 100, 200, 300, 600, 700. Boom, out the
700,
door.
700 on yourself plus 500 on him.
Boom, out the
Ouch.
door.
Ouch.
All right. Now,
Yeah, but you still got a bankroll.
and I was like thinking, oh, fuck, I can't do any worse than this. I can't do
No,
any
you really
worse than
can't.
Hype Man.
You can't do any worse than
I
PSO,
matched
PSO.
it, even down to the 7. I matched it. Okay, cool. Table's obviously cold. Dude, by the way, I'm getting washed away right now. I didn't even know it. It's like I don't even know it.
You're in the tent and it's just floating
Yeah.
gently down the stream.
The Hawaiian guy who was next to me gets the dice and he's just looking at me and he was there the whole time. And he was probably, I would say, just from basic observations at the table for the 30 minutes, he was the one that knew how to play the game, if you know what I mean. You just knew. You could tell. I could tell by watching him. Cool. He gets the dice, he sets them, and I'm thinking, okay, cool. This guy, there's no way it could get worse than this. Okay. I'm like, well, here's a mistake. Still not qualifying, still pressing my edges. Right now, impatient, getting a little tired. And I'm like, all right, I'm down. I'm going to make it back up in a hurry. So I bet the same thing on him. Okay. I've never seen him shoot before, Ed. I'm just going purely on the fact this guy's like Hawaiian and kind of knows how to play. At least I know he knows how to play. Guess what?
PSO.
PSO, dude. Same 7, too. 3 6-1s in a row.
Do you think there's some kind of like tinfoil hat conspiracy theory going on with the 6-1s?
Oh, this table is officially cold now. Noted. And I realized that I have floated downstream. Okay.
Was this a regular table or a crapless table?
This was a regular table with the bonus.
Okay.
All right. Hype Man then says we should go.
So you've had 3 PSOs in a row.
Yep.
And you're still at the table.
3 PSOs. And then Hype Man's like, let's go to Paris.
At least he wanted to get off the table.
Yeah. I'm like, this table is officially cold and I am floating down the river. Okay. Yep. I have nothing. Right. I have none of my supplies with me. I'm like, okay.
So Planet Hollywood is a little bit higher in elevation, so you're still floating down to the Paris now.
Yep. So
you're officially floating down the river.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, trying to grab for a branch. Okay. So Ed, I should.
Are you even thinking about branches at this point?
I don't don't know. I'm too busy talking to Dumb and Dumber. Okay. That's what I'm
Get them off your shoulder, dude.
They're not leaving, dude. They're latched on there. Okay.
Well, let me say this.
Uh-huh.
Congratulations to Hype Man for having the realization that we need to get the heck out of here because you were still staying.
Yeah, I mean, I would have wanted to shoot again.
Why?
Because I believe
retribution.
I can change you.
You wanted redemption. You wanted redemption.
Yeah, because I just believe that I could have. But my mistake, if I had qualified both of these other shooters, I'd have a big chunk of my bankroll still left intact. And if I only made that mistake on me, it'd be a different story. I'd be more in a position to stay. So yeah, lots of mistakes there. Over eager. Actually, here's another mistake, Ed. I should have left. I should have just went home and called it, but I didn't.
What was going through your mind? What was going through your mind?
The thing that was going through my mind.
You're parked at the Paris. You might as well go there and play.
What was going through my mind? Here's what was going through my mind. And this is what's important for every person out there. I need to get that money back. I need to get that money back versus taking the fucking hit and calling it a day.
Right, because you were down. You were only down, according to your chart, $2,000.
$2,150. Yeah, something like yeah.
2130. You were down, according to your chart, 2130.
In retrospect, dude,
that's 20% of your buy-in.
Ask me now, I would have been so happy to just go home with that loss. That would have been a manageable loss. I'd still be up like 9,000 or something close.
All right. So now, before we go down the river
into hell,
Paris.
Yeah. Hell.
How would you have qualified the 3 shooters, Hype Man, yourself, and the Hawaiian? How would you have done that?
How I would have qualified? I would have gone, which is what I was doing, playing small ball, which was going 30 on the line, 30 on the bonus, and seeing how the hands developed. Even a PSO takes me down less than $100. That's so much better. Worst case scenario on those, I can survive to maybe even see them shoot again or Hype Man shoot again, and I get the dice again. So I bet too big on Hype Man, too big on this other guy that I saw. And obviously, I'll bet big on myself. I'll take that. That's a risk I'll always take. Sometimes I don't even. Sometimes I don't bet that big when I'm shooting, but I was in a rush. I think I was, and this is an overarching theme of the night. I was in my mind, I needed to get this money back. I needed to get this money back. That almost was overriding everything. It overrided patience.
All right. So you're down $2,100. You walk out the door.
Yeah.
Manageable. At that point, still manageable.
Totally manageable, dude. Should have called it.
I needed Hollywood, you went to Paris.
Mm-hmm. My car was parked there.
Your notes say shot 5X.
Mm-hmm.
You shot 5 times.
Yeah.
Hard way.
Mm-hmm.
Plus the 6.432.
Mm-hmm.
Mechanics plus betting mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
Stick right 1.
Mm-hmm.
5, 4, 4, 5, 2 times solid rolls, but all the wrong betting moves. So this is where the rubber meets the road right here, right? You're down 2,100. You're down $2,100. You're down the creek, floating in your tent. Mm-hmm. You don't have a paddle.
Nope. Or a life preserver, or a friend, or a cell phone, or a flare gun. Nothing.
Nothing. You got nothing.
Dude, you
don't have a 22 to shoot a rabbit. Dude, nothing.
No, dude. Remember how we were just talking about Knights of the Craps table, dude?
Yep. You've just been kicked off.
I was searching for the Holy Grail, dude. I did not find it. I went in the completely opposite direction of where the Holy Grail was.
So you went derelict.
Yeah, I don't know what I did. I guess you can say, dude, I was roadkill.
I'm going to tell you right now, you went derelict. You went derelict in your craps play.
Yeah. Undisciplined, everything. Like I said, every mistake. And I think it's interesting to note, there's a couple things, dude, this is pretty interesting on what was going through my head. For anyone that's listening, that's playing craps, you have been in that situation, man.
Everybody's been there, whether they admit it or not.
It took so much discipline to build up this bankroll. And it was so quickly how I destroyed it. Yep. So much effort and hard work, like leaving the casino when you're up $200, when you're up $500, all of those times, scratching and clawing, and then I just piss it away. Ignore the flash flow.
You were up 300. You were up 300 before you got into the trouble.
I was up 350, dude.
Yeah. Very small percentage of your win goal. I get it.
But still, ask me now, hey, would you rather leave up $350 or down 9,000? God, dude, it's disgusting.
Yeah, but that's combined. All right,
10 ton is number dumb, dude. That is it.
Well, you weren't down 9. I mean,
I'm handing in my craps license, dude, for a while. It's like suspended. I shouldn't even be allowed at a table.
So what happened when you got to Paris? You're on a crapless table now, right?
No, check this out.
Number 1.
No, check.
You're on a crapless?
So check this out. We hope you enjoyed this podcast, and we'll tell all of your fellow craps playing friends about it. Please follow Casino Tears on Apple Podcast, Spotify, or your favorite podcast app. If you like the show, please rate it 5 stars and leave a review. The best and most fun way to contact us would be to call and leave a message on our official Casino Tears vent line, 229-07. You can also email us at no7@casinotears.com. New episodes drop weekly every Tuesday. On behalf of Roll to Win Craps from Alabama and 10 Ton is number 1 from Las Vegas, thanks for listening.